thanks again for taking time to be on the Fight Report today. Where are you at, man?
We're actually right now I'm at my gym doing a little bit of cleaning, getting ready for some of the kids' classes tonight, and then
Okay.
later on tonight I'm gonna have me a good training session myself.
Okay, great. Anybody you're scheduled to meet up and work with? Anyone you're
Yeah,
scheduled?
I got a lot of my training partners that still train with me. As I've been out of town. I've been in Sacramento for the last 2 weeks working with Team Alpha Male. But I'm back to finish out a good week here. So I got some of my high-level teammates, a couple of my pro teammates that are going to be here tonight. And, we're just going to get a lot of pads, maybe some grappling. Nothing major, being that we're only about 9 days out. But definitely going to put some good work in, get a good sweat, keep this weight cut going.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I'm glad everything's working out for you, man. I want to remind everybody who you are. We're talking to Kurt Holobaugh, UFC Featherweight. And Shane Burgos is who he fights, UFC 230 prelims, Saturday, November 3rd. And he's a former Titan FC Featherweight champion and trained at Gracie United, Team Johau, BJJ in Mississippi. And again, a pleasure to have you on. Hope I said that correctly.
Actually, I'm out of Louisiana. We got a few different ones. We
Okay,
do have a gym in Mississippi.
okay,
Um, my gym is primarily out of Amite, Louisiana.
okay. It's under the same affiliation, right? Same, same affiliation, right? Cool. How
Oh,
excited
yeah,
are you to,
same
yeah,
affiliation.
okay. How excited are you to be fighting Madison Square Garden November 3rd? Is that like a dream come true for you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a dream come true. It's what every fighter dreams of. Every amateur fighter that's just starting out their careers, that's their dream. Their dream is to go on fighting the UFC and fighting these huge events, fighting places like Madison Square Garden. It doesn't get much bigger than this. This is it. This is the pinnacle of the sport. So just for me to have this opportunity and the chance to put on a show in front of the world at Madison Square Garden is definitely a dream come true.
Excellent. And of course, people may have known that you were suspended 9 months to IV use. How was it during that time, not being able to compete inside the octagon? What did you do to keep yourself occupied?
It sucked because, and one of the main reasons it sucked is because I knew that I had to wait out that 9 months. But then at the same time, I didn't have to worry about getting a late notice call or trying to make a quick preparation for a late notice fight or something like that. So I just really stayed training. Once that suspension was just about up, I really started hitting it hard, started getting the weight down, and then I finally did wind up getting a call to fight Raoni Barcelos at the Boise, Idaho card. But it was just I just put a lot of training time in and just tried to get better at certain things. And even though things didn't go my way with the fight with Barcelos, I still feel that I got better with that 9 months
Mm-hmm.
of just focusing on specific certain training regiments. And I just basically enjoyed some time with the family also.
And any injuries that were able to heal up during that time?
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky. I haven't had many injuries really throughout my whole career. I think I had
Okay.
one serious knee injury years ago, but that hasn't given me any problems since. And I'm really not a guy that gets bad injuries. Not yet. You never know what's going to hold, what the future holds. But knock on some wood. I've been pretty healthy throughout these last couple of training camps, and I've been able to really hit it hard and put a lot of work in.
After the suspension, was your contract UFC still existed? Was there any fear that it would have been lost? Did you have to go through the whole process of, going back to the Contender Series again and taking a fight there again to get it back?
Well, at first, whenever they came out and they started saying something about it, I did a little bit, but then, my managers at Sucker Punch Entertainment started telling me that, the UFC is fully on my side with this, being that, Nevada didn't really go over that type of rules, and, we wasn't under USADA program.
Okay.
So, nobody had mentioned to me that that was prohibited or illegal at the time. So, You know, me and my camp didn't know. I don't know if my management even knew. Nobody really knew.
Right.
It was never explained to us.
Hmm.
So, you know, with that being said, it is what it is. You know, we did it. Not that I think it had any effects in the fight at all, but I thought it was something that was available to me, and you know, that's
Sure. Definitely, man. Well, I'm sure you guys are very well aware of all, of that moving forward, so it won't happen again.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And is your, I mean, your Burgos, he's 10-1, off a tough knockout loss, first in his career to Calvin Kattar. And good fighter. Like, what do you feel he brings to you as an opponent?
You know, the dude's skillful. You know, he's a great fighter. Um, you know, he comes forward. He brings a lot of pressure. And I think that's what's going to make this fight so fun because I feel like I'm kind of the same way. So in sort of the same way, I kind of game planned for this fight. What would I do to myself if I was fighting myself? Kind of what is a few things that I would do to slow me down? What's a few things that I would do to hurt me early in the fight? You know, and you know, not taking nothing away from Shane, man. I'm looking at this as this is no doubt about it the toughest fight of my life.
Sure.
And you know, I expect us both to be bloody from head to toe. I don't feel that there's any way around it in this fight. We're gonna get bloody. We're gonna get beat up, um, and possibly one of us just may get knocked out. So you know, I know that, and in this fight, I think it's gonna come down to who's willing to die in there. You know, who's
Right.
willing to die to get that win. And come November 3rd, we're gonna find out.
I definitely, and it'd be your first official win in UFC for quite some time since you competed there a few years ago.
Yeah, you know, I can't wait to get in there. I really need this win.
Mhm.
You know, this is everything. You know,
Right.
who knows what happens to me if I was to drop this fight again, or for my second fight in a row.
Sure.
So, you know, the pressure's on my shoulder. I got all the pressure, you know,
Mhm.
but, you know, I'm trying not to think about it. I'm just going in. I'm going in there excited, ready to fight, ready to put on a show in front of Madison Square Garden and the world. Um, you know, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. You know, who knows? I may never get this opportunity again.
Right.
And, you know, I'm even bringing my 8-year-old son, who none of my kids, I have 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy, none of my kids have ever seen me or been to a fight live.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring my son to this fight. This will be his first fight coming to ever.
Mhm.
No matter what happens, you know, but, you know, my son's going to say one day, or he's going to be able to say, I went to Madison Square Garden and I watched my daddy fight in UFC 230, one of the biggest pay-per-views and shows in the world. You know, and that's something I'm happy to be able to give him to live with.
Hey, that's really cool. Definitely going to be a great memory for you and your family. Um, no injuries coming into this one. You feel good?
Yeah, you know, I feel good. No injuries, and uh, you know that's awesome. Anytime, you know, there's always a few things nagging here and there, but you know, if I haven't taken a day off training in probably 3 or 4 weeks right now. Um, Even whenever I flew back from Sacramento this past Saturday, I literally left in the AM around 6 or 7, and I didn't get home until 7 p.m. Man, I
Hmm.
went home, gave my kids a hug and a kiss, and turned around and went straight to the gym. Got
Wow.
a strength and conditioning session in, got some bag work in, you know, broke a sweat. Um, you know, I'm getting to the point now to where maybe I can afford to take a day off, but you know, if my body's able to do it, and if I'm not hurt and I'm injury free, then I can keep on pushing all the way until I get down to New York and take that week to cut the weight.
Definitely, but train smart, of course.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so you're not over pushing yourself. Who's been helping you get ready for the fight from Team Alpha Male? Like when you went down there, how did that come about, and who helped you get ready? Anyone going to be in your corner as well?
Well, no, nobody from Alpha Male is going to be in my corner.
Mhm.
But I did want to take the chance to get down there and train with them. I actually contacted Brandon Davis, another UFC featherweight that lives not far from me, man. They're about an hour and a half, 2 hours, Biloxi, Mississippi. And I know he's always traveling around. He's always training different places. So I hit him up to see what he was doing. And he said him and Jason Knight, who is also on the card November 3rd, was going to be out in Sacramento. Well, my girlfriend's out in California right now, having to stay for a few months. And I was actually going to go down there with her and visit at around that same time and do some work out at the CSA gym. And they said they was going to be at Alpha Male, so I'm like, you know what, well, I don't really have any connections with anybody there. Hit Uriah up and see if it's all right for me to come out. So he hit me back and said, yeah, man, Uriah said it's fine, come on out. So, I went out there, I got some pointers from Uriah, guys like Darren Elkins, and a few other high-level guys, Sage Northcutt. And then, here back home, I always got my great team that I'm working with. My head coach, black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion Rafael Ellwanger, who's been in my corner since day one. I like to call him my local manager and strength and conditioning coach, Scott Smith, my stand-up coaches, Jimmy Mills and Randy James, and then all of my training partners here at my gym in Gracie United Team Juncal South, they meet. And everybody's been working really hard with me. Everybody shows up to practice, and we've really put in some really amazing practices in.
Oh, sounds good. We can't wait to see the fruits of your labor, of course, come November 3rd, and when you fight Shane Burgos. How do you feel about like USADA? Do you have any opinion about that? I know you said USADA wasn't directly involved with your situation, but you think they should continue the relationship with UFC? No problem.
Well, I guess it depends on how you look at it, man. USADA is very, very strict. I mean, they don't want, before you take protein, whey protein, fat burner, whatever you're taking, they want to know about it. But this is the thing, they will not approve anything. It doesn't matter. The label could be clean as hell, and you send it off to them, and they're going to say, yeah, this substance does not contain anything that's prohibited, but you're taking it at your own risk. So if this is a tainted substance, if something got crossed over in the labs or in the production warehouse, wherever it was made or sent, it's on you. So it's like everything that you take is always in the back of your mind. Well, shit, I hope, there's nothing wrong with this. I actually, the only thing I really take is like some aminos, and I take some All Max amino cuts. And I've been tested 6 times already on the same stuff.
Right.
But they still, every time they test me, they show up. They want to know what you're taking, how much you've taken, how many times a day you take it. And, I give them all that. I give them the label. I give them the brand. And they always write me back and say, we recommend you stop taking this because All Max does have a supplement that is on the high risk list. And you never know if something gets crossed over or tainted in, I guess, the labs. So it kind of sucks at the same time, but I guess it is what it is. They're doing their best to keep the sport clean, and I guess in a way that's definitely good.
Sure. Do you have an opinion about Holloway and Ortega, featherweight title? We're going to see that December 10th. How do you feel about that fight?
Great fight. Everybody's seen what Brian Ortega's been able to do. Everybody's seen what Max Holloway's been able to do. But everybody knows the concerns about Holloway. I'm hoping Holloway can stay healthy, man. Pass all these tests that I know they're putting him through. Stay healthy, and then I think you'll definitely have a great fight.
Yeah. No prediction on that one?
I'll take Holloway. I think. Holloway's good, man. He's had a few setbacks very early in his career, like against guys like Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor. But, with those guys aside, the dude has gotten so much better than what he was back then. Like when I made my debut in the UFC years ago, I was too young for it. I couldn't handle it. Well, Max was able to adjust and, build with that, and that shows what he is today. And the dude's a pure stud. So I'm going to take Holloway.
Yeah, it's a very exciting fight, of course. It's good to see the featherweight division moving forward. And then, did you have an opinion about Habib and Conor, that whole situation that went down a couple weeks ago? What did you think?
Man, Khabib's a monster, dude. Like, and he doesn't play. Like, if uh, if Khabib could have got off that bus at the bus incident, you would have seen the same thing there. Like,
Mhm.
and it doesn't. I don't doubt one bit that Khabib was not scared at all. So, it is what it is. Kind of. So I think it's a little overreaction, or everything's a little overboard right now with
Right.
all the hearings and stuff like that. It is what it is. Everybody knows this is a fight game. Sometimes, we don't. A lot of times, these guys don't like each other. Like me and Burgos, we don't have any problems.
Mhm.
And we may be friends after the fight. I'm friends with a lot of the guys that I've fought in the past, but you never know. If anything could build, we might hate each other before this fight. Who knows? This is the
Right.
fight.
Right.
We're going in there to punch each other in the face. We're going in there to hurt each other, and that's just the way it is. If everything's cool afterwards, then it's cool afterwards. But um, sometimes you got to expect that two guys are not going to like each other, and the bad blood may not be over after the fight.
Definitely. Yeah. It was that was a crazy incident that happened. I know everybody has an opinion about it, of course, and you know, it was just
I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't
yeah.
have jumped the cage and started, throwing hands with the other team.
Hmm.
But that there was a lot more things behind the scenes that I'm sure we all didn't see with that fight leading up. Everybody
Sure.
knows about all the stuff that Conor was saying, and about his country and religion and his family and stuff like that.
Right.
And Conor probably took it overboard. And some people, you just can't take it overboard with that. Some people don't forgive and don't forget.
Hmm.
You know?
Definitely. Yeah, I understand. And how do you visualize this fight happening between you and Shane?
The only thing I can envision is just a tough war, man. I see both of us being bloody, and both of us. I know we were both hard to finish, even though Burgos got lost by TKO in the last fight. He wasn't all the way out.
Right.
You never know if the ref could have gave him another 5 seconds, he may have could recovered.
Hmm.
And I kind of feel the same way about my fight. Am I saying it's a bad stoppage, or were they bad stoppages? No, they weren't bad stoppages. But, I think if Barcelos wouldn't have jumped over me and would have come down for the kill, I think I could have pulled guard and cleared my head.
Right.
Would I
Right.
still lost the fight? Maybe, but I wouldn't have got finished.
Hmm.
Well, I don't think I would have, but you never know. So we're two tough guys to finish. So getting the finish is going to be tough. I know we're both going to go for it, and we'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, I'm very excited for this one, of course. Everybody check it out. It's going to be on, I believe, the FS1 prelims. Correct me if I'm wrong. You know.
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Right now, I think it might be on Fight Pass. I'm hoping it gets bumped up to the
Okay.
FS1 prelims. Who knows? I think it's a fight worthy of FS1 prelims. Shit, this is a fight worthy of pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But and everybody will see that after the fight.
Well, I like that mentality, and we always have sometimes shufflings that happen with the UFC the day of, so you never know where your fight will end
Yeah,
up,
yeah,
right?
for sure. That's what I'm saying. So you never know where we're going to be at.
Okay. Well, whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be an exciting one, and thank you very much. Taking time beyond the Fight Report today. Thanks for joining us. And anyone you'd like to thank, anybody you'd like to shout out, go ahead.
Yeah, first off, my team, Gracie United Team, Juncal South, all of my coaches, Raphael, Scott, Jimmy, Randy, my partners here, King, my cousin Jack, Michael, Tyler, everybody, Nunzio, everybody that's showing up every day helping me, in the gym. My sponsors, K-Ray Construction, Creole Tomato, Alpha Male for allowing me to come down and get the work in with them. And, UFC, Sean Shelby, Dana White, everybody, thanks for the opportunity. And I'm going to show you why I fight in the UFC.
Sounds good. We can't wait for it. And again, thanks a lot. Take your time to be on the Fight Report. Kurt Holobaugh, of course, he's fighting Shane Burgos at UFC 230 prelims Saturday, November 3rd. And best of luck to you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on.
No problem. Anytime. Take care.
Thank you.